We're going to take a look at our first freestyle drill here. And in this drill, we're going to really focus on clean body positioning. So we're going to add a couple of things here and keep things really, really simple. So number one here, what we're going to do is add a snorkel, and then we're going to add add two fins, but your swimmer here will be wearing fins. And to keep things even more simple, we're going to just keep the arms at the side. Now, swimmers can do this drill or variation of this drill with no snorkel. They'll just have to either rotate their head to the side or just lift their head up and putting it down. We probably would recommend turning it over to the side and then returning that head then to go into the water. But we like it with the snorkel here just because then everything's going to stay in line and everything here will promote with the body to go nice and flat as we are traveling through. And all we're doing with this drill is just working on the kick and just feeling that the kick here should originate from the hip area with a natural bend in the knee, and that we have some turbulence or some white water here. You may want to kind of think about this kind of like a thunder kick, where it's going to be more loud with that turbulence up at the surface. What we look for in this drill is no rotation, so everything is going to be just nice and flat as we set that foundation of the kick being the primary mover as the body is traveling through the water. So our athlete here does a great job of that. We at times tend to kick up a little high, so we want to make sure that is something we are going to kind of watch. When we are kicking air, we're not really going to be moving too much water at that point, and kicking air does not help us move forward. So we just want to make sure that we're going to keep the feet basically kind of right at the surface. So here's a better example of that as we're traveling through the water. And our athlete here then just does a great job of staying nice and steady underwater. So what we want to see is that the feet don't go too far under the body. And here we have a really great example of that. So nice and steady with narrow kicks and keeping everything right near just a little bit under the body and right at the surface with a natural bend in the knee. So this is really, really good work here by our athlete as we're moving through the water. On our return view here, we're going to look again for those exact same elements that we want to see everything just staying nice and straight, nice and flat, no excessive movements. We don't want to see the athlete kick too high, and we want to kind of look for that thunder kick, keeping everything right up basically at the surface of the water, that water is boiling, that we see white water. There's a lot of different cues that you can use to be able to explain this as we're moving through the water. Also, depending on the age of your athlete, will be what cues you may want to use. But here, great job. Again, the head stays nice and steady, shoulders here nice and square, hips nice and square, no excessive movement. Exactly what we would want to see. As we transition to an underwater view, we're just going to be mainly looking at the legs right here, that we are not seeing those be too far under the body. So here, really, really great job again by our athlete as we're moving through the water. So really great job. If you found some value out of this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe as we have new videos coming in all the time.